that situation is also operating under a pretty hard deadline at the moment that the president has put forward. Given what we've just seen there, what is your best estimate as to what happens now for Dreamers in this country? We're talking, what, 700,000 to 1.8 million or more?
Yes, or more.
What do you think is going to happen on that front? What's your message to them?
Well, to the Dreamers, I would say that we're not going away until we get that done, and the sooner the better. And too bad it's taken this long. There are two objects of focus, and one is the President of the United States, who has told us that he supports protecting the Dreamers, and I take him at his word, and that he wants to do some border security, and we agree that we have a responsibility to protect our border. But you can't keep moving the goalposts, or in this case the wall. You have to freeze the design and pass a bill. The other place of focus is with the Speaker of the House. We have a bill that we think it's a Republican author, but it has bipartisan support, and we would like to see the Speaker bring it and any other bills he wants to bring to the floor to have the Congress work the House of Representatives work its will on those bills. So it's up to the Speaker to give us the chance to vote. Give us a vote. We think we would win. Find out. Let the chips fall where they may. And the President of the United States to honor his word that he wants to protect the Dreamers.
So sketch out for us during the shutdown negotiations. It seemed that Senator Schumer was indicating a receptiveness to doing something on the border wall to accomplish something with the Dreamers. Can you speak for House Democrats as to what you see as something that is acceptable? Obviously, if you want to negotiate here in public, we appreciate that, but what can you tell us about the shape of any kind of border wall / Dreamer negotiations?
Well, I'd rather frame it as border security, and there are many things that the customs and the border folks have told us would be useful for them to have, whether it's technology, person power, whether it is levees, clearing of areas, whether it's fencing of some kind. Certainly there's certain receptivity to doing that, north and south, by the way, not just the Mexican border, but the Canadian border as well. The President wants some form of a wall, some structure. Perhaps that can be accommodated. I myself think a wall is not effective. It's immoral. It's wrong. We shouldn't be doing that. It's not cost effective. I think of our border areas as a community with a border going through it. Other people don't see it that way. Let's sit down and figure out where we can come to agreement respectful of their views as well. But whether that takes the form in some location of a wall, it's controversial. But our first priority is to protect the young people, the Dreamers, and move to comprehensive immigration reform to protect not only them but their families and other people in our country.
And do you think you can get House Democrats to support something that would result in the construction of something that isn't already standing at this point, if it brought some assurance for the Dreamers?
Well, I'm not the wall's biggest advocate in Congress, but I do know that representatives in the House and senators in that body from the border areas have some serious objection to a wall, because they know how detrimental it can be to the community, trade, to all the other aspects of a border. But again, let's sit down and talk this through and see what makes sense, not some commitment to a promise that we're going to build a wall and Mexico's going to pay for it. That's never going to happen. But let's talk about where a more serious structure might be necessary, where fencing will do, or mowing the grass so that people can't be smuggled through the grass, and that's something about levees, technology, personnel. One of the biggest problems I find most objectionable is that I think that there are those in the White House who are, the wall is one thing or another, it's more of a symbol, but what they want to do is they want to intensify interior security, which means that rounding up people and deporting them just because of violation of status, that's not who we are as a country. If someone has broken the law in a serious way, they have prosecutorial discretion to address that. But just to go banging on doors because somebody may have overstayed a welcome or as a violation of immigration status, that should not be grounds for deportation. I'm afraid that that's the path that the administration may be on, and they use the discussion of a wall as a distraction.
Right. Let's shift gears a bit to politics.